Welcome to this tutorial for product table and list builder for WooCommerce. To create a new table, we'll go to our admin dashboard, and then from the product tables menu item, we'll select the add new table option. This opens the preset screen where we can choose to proceed with the blank editor or load the table or list layout in our editor. Let's select the table layout for now. At the top of the table editor page, we can change the table name and copy its shortcode to use on our site. Below that, we can change different settings of the table in our editor tabs. Let's modify our table name, then copy its shortcode and save our table settings. We'll create a new page and paste our product table shortcode to preview it on the front end of our site. And within seconds, we have a pre-made product table on our site that is fully customizable. Now in the same way, let's create a new list layout for our products. For this, we will again use the add new table option and this time select the list layout on our preset screen. Let's change the name of our new list layout and copy its shortcode to paste on the same page as our previous table. On the front end, below the previous product table, we can now see a fully customizable list layout for our products. Now let's look into modifying the product query for our table. Under each product table, you will find an edit table link which is only visible to the site admin and takes you to that table settings page. In the table's query settings tab, let's use the category option to narrow down the products that are displayed in the table to a specific category. If we don't select any specific category, then the table will show all products regardless of the category. Similarly, if we change the max products per page option, we can see the change being applied on our table. The product order options help us decide the initial sorting order of the products. Next to each query option, you'll find a tooltip providing further information about it, including how to modify this query option from the table shortcode itself. This can make it easy for you to reuse the same table to print different sets of products on your site by simply modifying the table shortcode. For example, here we've copy-pasted the same table shortcode thrice, but in each shortcode, we've modified a query option so that each table will accordingly print different sets of products. So we only needed to create one table and we were able to print different sets of products by modifying shortcode. By default, your WooCommerce archive pages such as shop and product category show products in grids, but we can easily switch these to custom tables or list layout. For this, go to your admin dashboard, then product table plugins global settings page. You'll find a settings section called replace shop product grid with table. Here you can select which tables or lists to place on your shop, category, search, attribute, brand, and tag pages. Now let's look into modifying our product table columns. We'll add a new category column next to the product name. We'll go to our table settings and in its columns tab, we'll use the add column button to create a new column and then give it a name. Next, in its column heading section, we'll use the add element button to add a new text element and enter the text category in its settings. Then in the column cell section, we'll add a new category element in the same way. Once we save our table settings and check the table on the front end, we'll find a new category column has been added to the end of our table. In the table editor, we can drag and move our category column to reposition it next to the name column. Let's duplicate this category column in the editor and create a new SKU column from it. We'll rename this new column in the editor to SKU, and in its column heading, we'll change the text to SKU. And in its column cell, we'll delete the category element and replace it with an SKU element. After we've saved our settings, let's check our table on the front end. We can now see a new SKU column next to the category column. We can also delete any column in the table that we don't want. You can also add multiple elements within the same table column. For example, let's go to our name column and add the on sale element next to the product name. Now our table's name column will show the discount applied on products that are on sale. We can also create multiple rows within the same column and add different elements in these rows. Here we are adding the availability element in a new row below a quantity element. Let's add a text element next to the availability element with the text status. And then let's reposition this text element before the availability element. Our quantity column now has multiple rows and elements. We can also drag and reposition these inner column rows. Now let's add a sorting icon in our price column's heading to let visitors sort products by price. For this, we'll go to the table settings page and in its columns tab, open the price column. In its column heading, we'll add the sorting element. And in the settings of the sorting element, we'll choose to sort by price. And now our price column heading has sorting icons. Visitors can click this heading to sort products in the table by price. In the same way, you can make any column sortable by any product property. Here we have a table with variable products. We'll create a new column in this table to show a variation dropdown for each variable product. Let's start by using the Add Column button to create a blank column. We'll name this column Variation in the editor. In its column heading, we'll add a text element and give an appropriate heading. Then in its column cell settings, we'll add the Select Variation element, which generates variation dropdowns. Let's also reposition this column right before the price column. Once we've saved our settings and refreshed our product table page, we can see our new variation dropdown column in the table. Now our shoppers can easily find and select product variations in the table and purchase the ones they want. To style your product table and lists, go to the Global Settings page. Then open the Live Theme Customizer section. Pick a table or list to preview changes and click the Customize Theme button. The Live Theme Customizer facility lets you experiment with style changes in real time. With dozens of configuration options, it lets you restyle every part of your tables and lists. You can also apply separate styling for phones and preview these changes as well. The changes you make in the Live Theme Customizer are going to be applied across all the product tables and lists on your site. This facility is meant to help you match the plugin style theme with your own shop's brand theme. Further down in this tutorial, we'll show you how to separately style individual tables and lists as well. Here's an example of us modifying the default colors for our table buttons. As you can see, we're changing the background color and the text color for buttons. Once we're done with the changes, we'll click Publish. Now the buttons in all the product tables and lists on our shop will have these new colors. Here we're changing the background color for our table rows. We're giving even and odd rows different shades of gray. We can also change the horizontal padding for our cells, as well as the vertical padding to adjust cell height. Each table's editor has a Style tab, and here you can modify its own unique styles. For example, here we are adjusting the font size for our table. First, we'll make it much smaller than default, and then much larger. Unlike the Live Theme Customizer, the changes we apply in the Style tab of a table settings will only apply to that specific table and not any other table or list on the site. Sometimes long column headings like this one can get wrapped. We can force column headings to stay in a single line. For this, go to the Table Style Settings tab and then open its column headings section and set Element Wrap to Not Allowed. Let's save the settings and preview our table. As you can see, now our column headings are forced to stay in a single line. We can also style individual table elements through their own settings. Let's try doing this for our table's title element. We'll change its font color and preview on the front end. Now let's try changing its font size. Any changes applied at the individual element level will take precedence over style settings coming from the live theme customizer as well as the table style tab. Now let's try restyling our add to cart button. We'll go to the cart button element in our table and change its background and text color and its style settings. Accordingly, when we preview our table, we can see the new add to cart button colors have been applied. Every bit of text in the table can be changed to whatever you want. You just need to locate the relevant element in the table editor and then change the text in the element settings. For example, let's change the column heading text of our description column. For this, we'll go to the table settings, then open the columns tab, and then the description column. In its column heading settings, we'll open the text element and change the text inside it. Accordingly, the description column heading will change in our product table on the front end as well. In the same way, to change our add to cart button's text, we just need to open the cart button element settings and change the text in there. To change the text in any navigation elements like search, filter, result, count, sort, etc., go to the table settings navigation tab, open the relevant element and modify the text over there. Here we're modifying the text labels for our sort by dropdown. Once we're done and we refresh the table page, we find that the sort by dropdown options now show different text based on our input. Similarly, here we can see how to change the result count elements text to whatever we want. The preset product table and list already have a mobile-friendly responsive layout built in. You can customize it in the phone column section of the table settings. Here you will find two pre-made columns. In the left column, we place the product image, and in the right column are the product details. You can fully modify this layout as per your preference. Let's customize our mobile layout starting with the product image width. For this, we'll go to the image column, open the product image element, and in its style settings, we'll change its width. On the front end, our table will now show larger product images in its phone layout. Next, we'll add a new row in the details column where we'll show the product SKU. We'll add a text element with the label SKU for clarity, and next to it, we'll place an SKU element. We'll also reposition this row higher up in the column right below the product name. And now our phone table neatly displays product SKU as well. Now let's look into customizing the table navigation. For this, we'll open the navigation tab in the table editor. The navigation layout builder is very flexible, allowing us to create multiple rows of navigation elements above the product table, as well as in a sidebar to the left or right of the table. Here we're creating a new row in the navigation section where we'll add a category filter element so that our shoppers can select a product category for the table. We can drag and reposition our navigation row and even split them into two parts. We'll reposition a sort by dropdown element into the same navigation row, but in the right-hand side section. On the front end, we can see that our table now has a category filter dropdown and the navigation layout has been modified. Now let's add a search filter next to our category filter in the table navigation. Let's position this before the category filter. On the front end, we can see our new search field above the table. Lastly, let's add a price filter in the sidebar section of our table navigation. And on the front end, we can see price options appear in the sidebar next to our table. And that brings us to the end of a quick tutorial for product table and list builder for WooCommerce. This plugin includes many more powerful features, so for detailed guides, additional tutorials, documentation, and FAQs, please visit our website. If you need any assistance, feel free to reach out through our support form. We're always happy to help. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.